If you're new to the zombie storyline, it's difficult to jump right in sometimes. We'll often throw out names and groups and figures and ideas that aren't all that common or noticeable in the zombie storyline, however, do play a relevant role in specific conversations, and this makes it difficult. There's always this assumed knowledge whenever we discuss the zombie storyline because that's the nature of how it's told. If you're not paying attention, you fall behind quickly. That's why today I'm bringing you another episode of the Zombie Storyline Explained. This is where I go through and I explain some of the fundamental building blocks of the zombie storyline so you can jump in with the best of the theorists and help debunk and decrypt this incredible storyline. Today what we're going to be doing is discussing Dr. Monty. Not exactly the nature of Dr. Monty, where he comes from and whether or not he is good, more about why he's in the zombie storyline, where he's been this whole time, and why he suddenly has been shoehorned into Black Ops 3. Let's begin. To begin answering this question, we need to look at what went on in World at War through Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. During this time period, we had all these different phenomenons that would happen within game. Whenever we killed a zombie, there was a random chance of a drop appearing out of thin air, and it would provide our characters with some kind of ability or power. The perk machines and the pack-a-punch and the mystery box would seem to follow our characters everywhere they went, and they would even appear in places that you wouldn't expect them to be. For example, a Chinese skyscraper that has been flipped upside down. Why would the perk machines go there? It makes sense in a Group 935 research facility, but not in locations like that. We also have the chalk drawings that our characters could just walk up to and pull a weapon out of at random, and they seem to be everywhere with a large assortment of different weapons. This makes absolutely no sense, and we never had an explanation. We had suspected maybe it had something to do with the announcers, because whoever was the announcer for that map seemed to have an influence on the drops. They would announce them. We have Richtofen shouting it, we have Samantha, we have that demonic voice in Mob of the Dead. Whoever was in control seemed to announce the drops, so we thought, well, maybe they're related. Other people suspected it's just a game. And these are just game mechanics that don't have an explanation. They don't need an explanation, and that's why we'll never receive an explanation. It's things like these that I call the Zelensky holdovers. This is from a time period when the zombie storyline wasn't very solid. It was written as they went along, and they just threw things in and saw what stuck to the wall. That's how most of this story was written. During the initial development of zombies, drops were included from the very get-go. There were drops before there was a story, and even as they were starting to come up with the fundamentals of the story, they were already including things like perk machines. So perk machines and drops and chalk weapons all predate the storyline, so there was never an initial explanation for them, and as time went on, they just never gave an explanation for them. And this is what I would consider part of the Zelensky era, from World at War up until mid-Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3, Jason Blundell takes control of the zombie storyline, and he begins to do a lot of the writing. And we have all these loose ends and threads, and we have all these questions like, what's up with these drops and the perks and the chalk machines? And he sets out to explain them and create an explanation. Dr. Monty is that explanation. Dr. Monty is introduced in the beginning of Black Ops 3. We had things like Dr. Monty's factory, we had characters being referred to as M, and we didn't know much about him, we just understood that he seems to be a very powerful being, and he seems to have an influence on many of the things that are following us. And this made people wonder, if we have this character who is incredibly powerful, who seems to be all-seeing and all-knowing, why has he been in the background for so long? Why was there never an explanation as to where Dr. Monty is, or why Dr. Monty was doing the things he was doing? Why suddenly is he being shoehorned? And we get a little bit of an explanation to that in the Garad Krovi Wisps.
Maxis. He was the first. The vessel you constructed for him back in World War I somehow shielded him from the influence of Element 115. He opened the portal between the worlds and, well, that's where, when shit really went tits up. The world within the world got turned upside down and inside out, if you can imagine such a thing. So, anyway, it was around then that I was forced to step in. You see, the thing is, I'm meant to stay on the sidelines, not really supposed to get involved. Free will and all that stuff. Oh, that was my idea, by the way. However, I do see stuff now and then that makes me go, ooh, that's not good. I really should do something. But the thing is, all I can really do is give things a little nudge. Sow a seed, plant an idea, see what grows, see what sticks.
Interestingly enough, it's not until Origins that Dr. Monty feels the need to step in, which correlates to when Jason Blundell started to take control of the zombie storyline. Jason Blundell said that when he was writing Mob of the Dead and creating that map, that's when he really started to plan for the future and lay out everything that was to come in Black Ops 3. And then in Origins is when things really go into full effect and we begin this new narrative and new arc with the Primus crew. And this is when Monty feels the need to step in. When we send up the Maxis drone, Maxis opens the portal between the worlds and everything goes tits up as he said. He was forced to step in, and Monty even says he's really not supposed to be involved. He's supposed to be on the sideline, kind of just let free will do its own thing. Now Monty says free will was his idea, by the way, which means that Dr. Monty seems to be a very powerful, almost creator-like figure, and he really likes to mention all the different powers he has. He's talked about how he's omnipotent. He's talking about how he also was the one who's been throwing our characters' bones this whole time throughout the zombie storyline. He does this in some of the Garrod Kroby wisps, and he also talks about this in Revelations.
I may be omnipotent, but I can't be everywhere. You see, the thing is, I'm meant to stay on the sidelines, not really supposed to get involved. Free will and all that stuff. Oh, that was my idea, by the way. However, I do see stuff now and then that makes me go, ooh, that's not good. I really should do something. But the thing is, all I can really do is give things a little nudge. Sow a seed, plant an idea, see what grows, see what sticks. Even when you were just a little problem brewing in the far corner of existence, I tried to throw you a bone or two. I told you this, didn't I? The magic box of weapons, the little clues here and there. I always tried to give you a little help, without drawing too much attention to myself. The thing is, though, I can't just magic things out of thin air. I have to manipulate things that already exist in your reality. Like the perk drinks. They were something originally cooked up by Group 935. I just used them for my own ends. I honestly don't even know how they work. I swear. As for the songs, don't get me started.
So this makes it abundantly clear that Dr. Monty has been here since the beginning. He has been here since day one, helping us out by putting chalk drawings on the wall that allow us to up our arsenal, giving us perk machines and the pack-a-punch to aid in our survival and our quest. He's always been there, he's always been helping, and he's always been throwing us bones with the various drops, perks, and weapons. And it may be the case that he wasn't actually conceived as a character until Origins, but what we need to understand is that he has been here since the beginning. And he may have only been introduced as of recently, but he's been there, and Dr. Monty is a character used to explain many of the random, almost unexplainable phenomenons in the zombie storyline. That's part of his purpose and what he does to the Black Ops 3 zombie storyline. He's there to help tie together loose threads, and that's why he was thrown in at the end of the zombie storyline. This is Jason Blundell kind of taking the reins on the story. Now let's go back to talking about the perk machines and all of that stuff. He says that they were actually Group 935 creations. He doesn't even understand how they work. And I think what this does is give us a little bit of an idea of the fact that Dr. Monty is not one afraid to steal credit. It seems as though he may have actually stolen credit for the perk machines. You'll notice that he has a whole wall of perk machines in the back of his factory. In addition to that, he also has been advertised as the creator of the Perka-Colas on poster with his gobblegums on it. So this is interesting. He actually didn't make the perk machines, which is a common misconception with Dr. Monty. Whether or not he made the gobblegums is another question that is also difficult to answer. I mean, it's his gumball machine, it's his factory that creates the gumballs. It's a little bit confusing. If I had to guess, I would assume that Dr. Monty created the gumballs and nothing else. That's at least my current theory on that right now, which is interesting that he would steal credit for this. There's also a big debate on whether or not Dr. Monty is evil. I've made plenty of videos talking about the many hints and clues that suggest Dr. Monty might be evil. He's also been working with our characters, and we seem to be the good side, so that would indicate that maybe he's a good guy, but this is a massive debate that could span for several more videos, so I'm not going to really get into that in this video. This is just kind of a surface level introductory to Dr. Monty, why he's here, and where he comes from. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or found it interesting, and maybe give it a like. If you do, I'd recommend you stick around for more videos just like this as I continue to explain all the fundamentals of the zombie storyline so you can be a better zombie theorist. I'm gonna go, have a great day, and bye.